Hello everyone. In our previous videos, we discussed the basics of electric vehicles, different types of BEVs, HEVs and PHEVs, and also we explored the market trends in EVs. So we understood customer problems, market challenges, and how the EV industry is growing step by step. So now in this particular video, we are going one step further. We are going to understand the role of electric vehicles in sustainable mobility. So the main question here is, how do EVs help in creating a cleaner, greener and more sustainable future? So let's find out in this video. So first, let us understand the people involved. Who are the key users of these transportation systems? So they include daily commuters, urban residents, fleet operators, government and city planners. Now, what these people expect from the vehicle they use? So they want clean and affordable transport. They want less fuel dependency. They want reliable mobility, and of course, they want low operating cost. But today, traditional vehicle cause pollutions, noise, and high fuel expenses. So this creates a serious sustainability problem. Even though EVs looks like a good solution, but still there are challenges like charging infrastructure is still developing, and initial vehicle cost it can be high. Battery production requires more resources, and this large scale adoption of EV it needs government planning and policy support. So simply introducing EV is not enough. We need smarter ideas and an elaborate proper planning also. So here the problem statement is that how can EV support sustainable mobility while meeting the needs of the consumers? So for this, now let's ideate. So even though we have seen that EV is a quite good solution for the current pollution full environments, but how can EV support sustainable mobility? We can think of several ideas, like we can promote public electric transport like electric buses. We can encourage shared mobility using electric vehicles. We can provide subsidies and incentives from the government side for the EV manufacturers and also EV related product developers. And also the use of renewable energy sources for charging stations is a good adoption for EV to be more sustainable. And also we need to create awareness about the environmental benefits of adopting EV transport. So when these ideas work together, the EV adoption increases, and of course the sustainability improves. Now let's look at a structured framework for EV based sustainable mobility. So first, we need to have a strong government policies and incentives. So we have product linked incentives which are being provided by the government for those who manufacture EV related products, and also those who are providing space for setting up a charging station are given with special incentives and subsidies. And at an initial stage, those who adopt EV vehicles, they were given with subsidies while purchasing the vehicles also. So these are attractive incentives and subsidies which were given by the government to the consumers as well as the manufacturers in order to make EV more making the EV market more expanded to spread out wider. So in this manner, the government is supporting the customers and also the manufacturers to make the EV market, the boundaries to enlarge, right? So second, the expansion of charging infrastructures. So that can be done, like I already told, the government is particularly now concentrating on building a good charging infrastructure for EV. So they are now giving special considerations and incentives and subsidies like things for those who provide a space for setting charging infrastructures. And third is the integration with renewable energies like solar and wind, because we know that uh, EV are mainly a replacement for a carbon free vehicle, right? CO2 free vehicle. But to power EV, we rely mostly on thermal power plants. That itself is a pollution, a pollute, it pollutes the environment. That sort of power generation is polluting the environment, right? Thermal. So we are now switching for renewable energy sources. Since all the vehicles are going to be electrified, we need renewable energy to come hand to hand, so that we can power those electric vehicles to make it more sustainable and self-reliant from the user side. And the fourth thing is public awareness programs. We need to give more awareness about the uses and the benefits of EVs among the public. And finally, the collaboration between industries, governments, and citizens. So when all these elements are connected, we can create a complete sustainable mobility systems. So now let's understand the benefits. First, by using EVs, cleaner environment. EVs reduce carbon emissions and air pollutions. Second, noise pollutions can be reduced because EVs are much quieter than petrol or diesel vehicles. And third is lower transportation costs, like electricity is cheaper than fuel. So since the electricity is being used by EV, the fuel cost is also very cheap. And fourth is improved public health, because less pollution means fewer respiratory problems, right? And finally, long-term economical sustainability. So reduced fuel imports and better energy security. Now we rely more on, for example, if we are, since 70% of power is being generated from thermal, we rely on coal purchased from outside countries, right? So if that dependency is reduced, means then we can build a strong energy security infrastructure within the country itself. So EVs are not just vehicles, they are a part of larger environmental solutions, right? So now let's take a quick test about an understanding of the topic that we have discussed so far for the past 5 minutes. So first, what are the who are the key stakeholders in sustainable mobility? First, what is the primary environmental benefit of electric vehicles? Yes, the first one is reduced greenhouse gases. That is the primary benefit of EV. Next, which stakeholders are important to understand for promoting sustainable EV mobility? Yes, fleet operators and city planners, right? That is the answer. What challenge does EV mobility aim to address? Rising air pollution in cities, or increased oil production, or higher traffic speeds? So here is the air pollution in cities. What is the key solution for making EVs more sustainable? Yes, integrating with renewable energy for EV charging. That makes EV more sustainable and eco-friendly as well. Now fifth one is, what is the key solution for making EV more sustainable? And that is integrating renewable energy with EV chargings. And fifth one, But the prototyping testing in EV mobility involves either ignoring user feedback, or is it evaluating pilot EV programs or decreasing charging in prices? Yes, if we are evaluating pilot EV programs, that will be the best prototype testing for EV mobility. So now we have come to the end of the topic. So let's quickly recap today's topic. So we started by understanding user expectations, then we discussed challenges in implementing EVs. Next, we explored ideas to improve sustainable mobility, and after that, we have studied a proposed framework for EV to be a sustainable mobility. And finally, we understood the major benefits of EV based sustainable mobility. So overall, EV plays a very important role in building cleaner, quieter and more sustainable future. So sustainability is not just about transportation, right? It is about protecting the environment, improving the public health, and ensuring economic stability for future generations, right? So electric vehicles are one of the strongest tool to achieve this goal. So and this transition has already has begun. So this is how we can make the sustainable mobility uh, for future generations, right? So now we have reached the end of the topic. We'll meet you in a new video series with new topics. Thank you. Thanks for watching.